Breaking news that's sending shock waves through millions of American households. Hold on to your seats because today's announcement about the $6,500 plus $250 one-time deposit has finally been confirmed by Congress, and the money is already hitting bank accounts across the nation. Before we dive into all the crucial details you need to know about this game-changing payment, take a moment to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss out on important Social Security updates that could put more money in your pocket. Have you been struggling to keep up with rising costs? Are you wondering if you qualify for this substantial payment that could help ease your financial burden? Well, you're not alone, and today's video will answer all your burning questions about this unprecedented Social Security boost that's making headlines across the country. In a historic move that's drawing attention from both sides of the political aisle, Congress has finally given the green light to a comprehensive Social Security enhancement package designed to provide immediate relief to eligible Americans. But here's what makes this particularly exciting. Unlike previous proposals that got stuck in endless debates, this payment is already being processed and distributed to qualifying recipients. The big question on everyone's mind is, will I see this money in my account today? Let's break down exactly what this means for you and your family. The payment structure is actually twofold. A substantial $6,500 primary payment combined with an additional $250 supplementary deposit. But why these specific amounts? The larger sum was carefully calculated to address the impact of recent inflation on Social Security recipients, while the additional $250 is meant to offset processing fees and any potential banking charges that might eat into the main payment. Now, you might be wondering about the eligibility criteria, and that's where things get interesting. The qualification requirements for this payment are actually more inclusive than previous Social Security supplements. This isn't just limited to retirees. Congress has expanded the eligibility pool to include disability recipients, supplemental security income beneficiaries, and even certain categories of dependent beneficiaries. But here's something crucial you need to know. Your current monthly Social Security payment amount will play a significant role in determining your eligibility for the full amount. One of the most pressing questions we've been receiving is about the timing of these deposits. Unlike previous government payments that were rolled out over several months, this distribution is happening rapidly. The Treasury Department has implemented a new streamlined deposit system that's allowing for same-day processing in most cases. However, and this is important to note, some banks might show these deposits as pending for 24 to 48 hours due to their internal processing protocols. Don't panic if you don't see the money immediately. The system is processing millions of transactions simultaneously. Here's something fascinating that many people don't realize about this payment. It's actually part of a larger economic stimulus initiative that's been in the works for months. The interesting twist is how it evolved from a simple inflation adjustment into a comprehensive support package. The original proposal was for a much smaller amount, but after extensive analysis of current economic conditions and cost of living increases across different regions, Congress opted for this more substantial figure. But what about the tax implications? This is where it gets even better. These payments have been structured in a way that minimizes their impact on your tax liability. While they are technically considered supplemental Social Security benefits, they've been classified under a special provision that reduces their taxable portion significantly. However, you'll still want to consult with a tax professional about your specific situation, as individual circumstances can vary. A crucial aspect that hasn't received much attention in the mainstream media is how this payment interacts with other benefits programs. If you're receiving Medicare, Medicaid, SNAP benefits, or other forms of government assistance, you'll be relieved to know that this payment has been specifically designed not to interfere with your eligibility for these programs. This was a major concern during the legislative process, and lawmakers made sure to include provisions protecting recipients' existing benefits. Now, let's address something that's causing some confusion: the payment method. While direct deposit is the primary distribution method, what about those who still receive paper checks? The good news is that the Treasury Department has systems in place for both. Direct deposit recipients are seeing the money first, but paper checks are being processed and mailed simultaneously. If you're a paper check recipient, you'll want to keep a close eye on your mailbox over the next few days. One fascinating aspect of this distribution is the sophisticated fraud prevention system that's been implemented alongside it. The Treasury Department has incorporated advanced verification protocols to ensure these substantial payments reach their intended recipients. This is particularly important given the size of the payments and the speed of distribution. They're using a combination of existing Social Security verification data and new security measures to prevent any potential fraud or misdirection of funds. But here's where you need to be extra cautious. Scammers are already trying to take advantage of this situation. There's been a surge in fraudulent calls and emails claiming to be from the Social Security Administration about these payments. Remember this critical point. Legitimate government agencies will never call you asking for personal information or payment to receive these funds. If you receive such a call, it's a scam, plain and simple. Looking at the broader economic impact, this payment program represents one of the largest direct-to-consumer financial initiatives in recent history. Economic analysts are projecting significant positive effects on local economies as recipients put this money back into circulation through necessary purchases and bill payments. This multiplier effect was actually one of the key arguments that helped push the legislation through Congress. For those wondering about future payments, here's what we know so far. While this is currently structured as a one-time payment, there are already discussions in Congress about the possibility of additional supplements if economic conditions warrant them. Several key lawmakers have indicated their willingness to consider similar measures in the future, depending on economic indicators and the success of this current distribution. A particularly important aspect that needs emphasis is how this payment affects different age groups differently. While the base amount remains the same, there are subtle variations in how it's being implemented across different beneficiary categories. For instance, those who began receiving Social Security benefits more recently might see slight variations in their supplemental amounts based on their initial enrollment date. The impact on local economies is expected to be substantial, with businesses already reporting increased activity in areas where the payments have hit accounts. This economic stimulus effect was a major factor in gaining bipartisan support for the measure. Small businesses, in particular, are anticipated to see significant benefits as recipients use these funds for delayed purchases and necessary services. Here's something that might surprise you about the timing of these payments. It's not random. The distribution schedule was carefully planned to coincide with typical monthly bill cycles for most Americans. This thoughtful timing means recipients can immediately apply these funds to pressing financial needs without having to bridge a gap between the payment and their regular expenses. One aspect that's particularly noteworthy is the special consideration given to rural areas and smaller communities. The distribution system has been designed to ensure that residents in these areas receive their payments just as quickly as those in major urban centers. This required significant coordination between federal agencies and local banking systems, but the results have been impressive. For those concerned about future Social Security stability, this payment actually comes with some good news. The funding for these supplements was structured in a way that doesn't impact the long-term solvency of the Social Security Trust Fund. This was accomplished through a separate appropriation, ensuring that regular Social Security benefits remain protected and stable. The international community is watching this program closely, as it represents a unique approach to addressing inflation's impact on retirees and benefit recipients. Several other countries are already studying this model as a potential template for their own Social Security systems, particularly the rapid distribution aspect and the fraud prevention measures. Looking ahead, this payment may set a new precedent for how government assistance is distributed in times of economic stress. The success of this rapid deployment could influence future policy decisions, potentially leading to more efficient and responsive government aid programs. The real-time data being gathered from this distribution will be invaluable for policymakers planning future initiatives. As we wrap up this detailed overview, remember that staying informed about these developments is crucial for maximizing your benefits and protecting your financial interests. The landscape of Social Security and government benefits is constantly evolving, and staying up to date can make a significant difference in your financial well-being. Don't forget to like this video, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay informed about future Social Security updates and payment announcements. Drop a comment below with your questions about this payment. I read every comment and try to address your concerns in future videos. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to your financial future, And staying informed is the best way to ensure you don't miss out on benefits you're entitled to receive. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video with more crucial updates about your Social Security benefits and financial opportunities. Stay tuned.